Hi, everyone. It's World Refugee Day, and we're here with Mozhgan, who needs no introduction to many of you if you watch YouTube. But before we talk about all the amazing things, Mozhgan, introduce yourself and tell us about your organization briefly.
So thank you for having me first. I'm Mozhgan Moarefizadeh, and I'm a refugee, just like so many others on your YouTube channel. I've been displaced for over a decade. Back home, we had issues, and then we had to flee after a couple of years and come to Indonesia, and we've been here since 2013. Um, I have an organization in Indonesia called RARC, Refugees and Asylum Seekers Information Center. And as I got involved with the refugee community and helping them, we decided to create this organization to be able to be a part of the solution for refugees.
Wonderful. Now, before we get into that solution and some of the things you're trying to address, let me ask you three quick kind of dumb ice-breaking questions, if you can indulge me. Something you're really good at.
Helping others, if I only
Something
say so myself.
Yeah, I'll say so. Something that you're really bad at.
Um, some art stuff. I'm bad at art.
Okay. If you had $50 million, what would you do with it?
I probably spend it all on sponsorship for refugees, as you know.
Me too. One thing I want to hear about your story, but one thing that you sort of embody to me, and we've talked about this as well, is in Indonesia and other countries, refugees are not allowed to work, not allowed to go to school. They have no actual kind of legal existence, which and the weird thing is the UNHCR and other countries usually don't settle people, like they don't find resettlement opportunities for people who have a lot of resource. Like if you speak, say English and you're employable and you're uh, smart and all this stuff, ironically, you are less likely to be resettled out of Indonesia. Right? So you have the most talented, resourceful people who aren't uh, allowed to go somewhere else. And at the same time, they're not allowed to go to school, not allowed to work, and so on. So it's this enormous waste of potential, which, if I can just soapbox a little bit here, the when you see it is when some of these people come to Canada, they just are amazing, right? They've just been waiting for opportunity and they hit the ground running and they make up for lost time and they do all sorts of amazing things. And Canada benefits, Indonesia loses. What is going on? Why is this system? How can this make sense?
It didn't make sense to me very, right at the beginning too. But I was like, why aren't they allowing us to work? I could contribute so much to their country. And even right now with our organizations, like we are registered legally and we are hiring Indonesian people and they're receiving salary. We are providing jobs for them. So many other people in the community are, trying to give back to their community, although we can't really integrate, in the sense of integration, we can't really do it because we don't have any legality. We don't exist in the legal framework of the country. But as I try to, join more advocacy groups, I understood that first, Indonesia has a massive population. They are a developing country. They have their own issues, and it's kind of that they're overlooking these 13,000 something people who are here and not really existing because they just have so many issues of their own to handle. And that their country and their government is set up in a way that they have so many layers to go through. And by the time that you get into the main government, you can't really get much done. It will take years and years and years to convince, these different layers of government to allow refugees, let's say, to go to school or to work. Basically, the system doesn't really support it. It doesn't exist. It's just very difficult to advocate to create something like that. And on the other hand, there is a lack of awareness, a general lack of awareness among the local community. They don't even, like mostly, they don't even know refugees exist in this country. They wouldn't even understand what refugees are, why are they here. We are usually looked at like foreigners who are coming here and taking our jobs and taking this and taking that, and are staying here for a long time because they don't know. They don't know. It comes from not knowing, really. And yeah, it is a big, big waste. And it's so sad to see resourceful people are just going to waste here. They either get loads of mental health issues because of, waiting for a long time and not really having much to do, can't really do anything for ourselves. Like, even if we are helping thousands of people, we can't really technically do anything for our personal self to like develop or to do anything.
Now, as an example of kind of somebody having tons of potential and making a lot out of very little, is you, right? So you've started an organization that is now helping many other refugees, both in terms of the Indonesian context, people there, and helping people to come to places like Canada. You're doing all of this still without your legal existence, still as a refugee. So, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm basically using other people's identities to get my work done. Like, I get Indonesians to come on board and get my organization registered all under their names. Or, I just try to use the resources around me really to support this. I'm like, I have a partner, he's an Indonesian. I'm like, okay, you can make a bank account for this organization. Okay, you are a lawyer, you can give legal advice to refugees. You are a doctor, let's do, eye checkup clinics and dental care clinics for refugees. Just leveraging the resources around, really.
And aside from helping refugees there, um, you are active in kind of, if people watch your YouTube channel, a lot of your videos are about, how to apply for Canada. Now, why is Canada, of all the countries in the world, why is that such a big focus of your videos and instruction and so on?
Because really, that's the only option for a lot of refugees. There's just simply no other way. There's no other way out for a lot of refugees, especially if they're young and talented and they are employable and all that. They're looked at like they're less vulnerable and they're able to make a life for themselves. They can communicate with the outside world. They can get support, whatever. They're less vulnerable than other people because there are so little resettlement spots by the UNHCR and by the governments. And these programs, such as the private sponsorship of Canada, is like one of the best and the lead in the whole world. Like, Canada is one of the only countries that provides something like that. Other countries, there's just no option like that. It's, I can say it's one of the easiest, although that is difficult. Don't get me wrong, it's difficult to do it. It's not very easy. It's like frightening for sponsors also to do it, but that's the only option. Like, for a person like me, I wouldn't be able to get out of this country any other way. Or a lot of other refugees are the same too. So this is really the only solution. That's why I'm focusing on it more, because refugees are losing hope. They really have no other way. And this one thing is the hope that glues their life together, and trying to facilitate that for them. And the process is difficult. It takes lots of information. It takes lots of paperwork. It takes lots of work and hours to put into it, and stress. So I'm trying to just facilitate this information, so that to make the process a little bit easier for them and also for the sponsors.
If you had one thing to say to people who are watching this and haven't really given thought to the 14,000 refugees in Indonesia or how they might help them. So, say your average Canadian, what's something that such a person might not know and should know? I know it's a big question.
Canadians who are, sponsoring refugees, they don't know what they are doing. Like, they don't understand how big this is for a refugee like myself or other people that they're doing. They're literally the angel and the lifesaver and the hero of that person's life and their whole family and their generation to come, because you are saving a life. It's like going to the war zone and saving someone's life. This is the indirect form of doing that. Like, if you can't really physically go somewhere that is a war and save someone, this is how you do it. Their family members, their extended family, everybody is benefiting from that. And like you said, when the refugees arrive to Canada, because of all these years of waiting and not being able to do much, like they're trying to do uh, things that a normal person would do in 10 years in like 1 year, because we're just so ready to try. We just don't have that opportunity. So I would really want these, Canadians to know that they're holding this power and ability to be able to save literal lives. Like, this is very important work. Like, you have no idea how important this is.
And thank you to you, because you are helping make it happen, right? You're just providing information for refugees, for sponsors. It's like you say, it's not an easy process, but it kind of gets a little easier with a little bit of help.
Exactly, it does. And there's so much resources around, and there are a lot of people who are willing to help, like you, like myself, like a lot of other volunteers who are in this. So anyone who decides to sponsor a refugee wouldn't be alone. Like, we promise we'll help as much as we can.
Okay. And are we allowed to talk about your situation at all, where you're at in life as a refugee?
Well, sure. In life as a refugee, personal life, like every other refugee, I'm stuck. I have a whole podcast on it. It's called thewaitpodcast.com. You can go and listen to my darkest moments and also hear a lot of stories of other refugees. So personally, I feel like I'm stuck. I can't do anything for myself. I can't do anything for my own family members. It's just a deep hole of wait and wait and wait, and there are really no solutions. Although I'm one of the lucky ones, I got privately, sponsored, and I'm waiting for the process of it. Don't know when it happens, but when it does, it's an opportunity. It's going to have me be able to belong to a country, and that is exciting. Like, I will have a home, and just it's mind blowing to think about it. Like, imagine, like maybe other people will be like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Canada. Okay, I'm living my life. It's boring. I'm going to college and I'm working, and it's just very boring. But we dream of it. Like, I dream that if someone asks me where I am from, I can actually say a name of a country, but I don't have that. I'm technically homeless, countryless. I'm stateless, don't have that opportunity. Can't go to university, can't do anything. So life for me personally is depressing, depressing as hell. So the only thing that keeps me going is being able to do the work that I do with my organization, to pull resources and everything, to be able to support refugees like myself, to be able to be a hope for them, to be able to be a part of solution for them.
Well, thank you very
So
much.
that's what it is.
And my only hope is when you do come to Canada, that you keep up some of this amazing activity, because it's so helpful to so many people. So I really thank you and have that
Thank you.
wish.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Have big plans.
All right. Okay, so we'll see you soon, and I'll post some links. You've got a lot going on, and people can see what you're up to and how to join in and how to benefit. And I'll talk to you
Sure.
soon.
Yeah,
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.